Hi, everybody. Welcome to Small Business Management and Entrepreneurship. My name is Leah Morales, and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. I am really excited to be here to work with you for this term. I have enjoyed very much all of the instructing I have done so far, and I'm looking forward to walking through this course with you. Just a little bit about me personally. I do work full time at Panola College, as well as being a business program adjunct. I am the administrative assistant to the vice president of instruction. And outside of work, I have 3 grown children and 1 grandson who is the light of my life. My husband and I live out at the lake. We like to spend time together on the water. We like to watch movies together. We travel when we have time. And money for that, he does work offshore, so he's gone a lot. But we like to spend time together when we can. Personal hobbies, I really, really like to put together jigsaw puzzles, and I am a lifelong literature nerd. So you can often find me just sitting on the porch reading a novel, which is one of my favorite things to do. I want you to know that my heart for teaching is that I'm absolutely here for you. I'm here to help. I want you to see me as someone who's going to come alongside you in this to make sure that you are successful. At Panola, we care very much about our students, and I want to carry that forward and let you know that if you need me, you can always reach out. The best way to reach me is through the Canvas inbox. I'm going to reply as quickly as I can. We always try to reply within 24 hours. I understand the nature of online school is that you may need me in the evening. You may need me on weekends. I don't really try to hold those lines a whole lot. I was in ministry for 14 years, so I'm very used to being on call. And that is not to cast dispersion on anything that any other instructor does, how they need to manage their life. But I will answer you as quickly as I can. I will tell you, just as far as my schedule goes, I am a kind of an early to bed, early to rise person. You'll probably have better luck getting me at 5 a.m. than you will after 10 p.m. So if you are a midnight studier, it may be the next day before you hear from me, but just know that I'm going to get back with you as quickly as I can. I am on campus during the work week, and you are more than welcome to come by my office to see me if you would like to discuss something. I kind of recommend you try to set up an appointment because sometimes I'm at a meeting, or I may be out, or I may be out around the campus, but I should be here most business days. One thing to really remember about this course, this is an 8-week course. And 8-week courses does not mean half the work. It means the same work in half the time, okay? It doesn't mean you can't be successful. It just means you need to understand going in that this course is going to move quickly. There's quite a bit of information and several assignments in each module. It is really doable. Again, I want to tell you, if you start to get overwhelmed or get lost, reach out immediately because I'm here to help you be successful, and we'll walk through it together, okay? Now, some good thing about this course is there is no textbook. You do not have to buy anything else to be a part of this course. Everything that you're going to need, everything you need to study, link to, is going to be provided within the modules, okay? Throughout this course, you're going to be working towards sort of creating your own business plan. And we're going to cover topics like developing a business idea, understanding your market, creating a business plan, branding and marketing, financing your business, managing operations like staffing, sales, and taxes. Each module builds on the last. So by the end, you're going to have this sort of complete business concept. I do want to mention to you, and I may mention it again just so you have it in your mind, this is a technical course. And in several of these technical business courses, you will see that there seems to be this sort of assumption that you either have a small business or plan to start one. You can be successful in this course even if that is not true. That is just kind of the nature of technical courses. They're meant to be very applicable. So it's kind of assuming we're working with people who are starting businesses. And I know that's not true of everyone. What I do strongly recommend is if you are in this course and you have no thought about starting a business, that you think about what business you would start if you could. If someone walked up to you and said, I'm going to handle everything else in your life, and here is infinite money, you start any business you want to, what business would that be? And then everything that we sort of build around the business idea, you can have that as your basis to look back to. And that will help you be more successful in the course, okay? Now, there are a few important expectations about this course that I want to highlight. We do use AI in this course. But AI use is only allowed when it is stated in the assignment, okay? Otherwise, I want the work to be your own, especially the discussion questions. There are a couple of discussion questions throughout this course. I am not going to grade you on grammar. I'm not going to harp on you about sentence structure, okay? I want our discussion questions to sound as if we were discussing it in class. I want to hear your thoughts in your own words. I will not accept discussion questions, quiz answers that obviously were copied and pasted from ChatGPT. Okay, so just be aware of that. There is some AI use here. I do encourage AI as a business tool when it helps you in real world. So I want you to start learning how to do that in school, but I do not want it to ever replace your original thought or take over your voice. Okay, don't give your identity away to artificial intelligence. So be sure that all of your work that you turn in is your own. Okay. You are going to have 2 major exams. They stand alone in modules by themselves. That way, if I ever need to move them, I can. Is the justification for that. The midterm for this course is going to come after Module 3, and the final exam is going to come after Module 6. The dates are included in the modules. Both of those exams will require you to use Lockdown Browser. So be sure that you are prepared for that, that you know how to use that. You know, that's the thing where you have to show the room and it won't let you open another tab and all of that, because we are required to have 2 proctored exams for all of our courses. So do be aware that you will be expected to complete those. You have, I believe, a Thursday through a Sunday to do your midterm and your final. I am going to open the entire course from the beginning. That is something I do in any course where I feel like I can, where I feel like it's justified and I can get away with it. I am doing that because I am also a student. I am working on my master's degree. I have, like I said, a history in ministry. I did not start my business training, my associate's degree, until I was in my early 40s. And so while I have been doing college, I have been doing wifehood and full-time work and still being a mom and grandma and all of those things. And I know how overwhelming life can be. And I know that for me, it is incredibly helpful. This does not mean all instructors need to do it, but for me, it is incredibly helpful when instructors open the whole course so I can get a good, full, big picture of what all is going to be expected of me. So I am going to open the whole course. That does not mean there are not due dates. There are due dates. There's something due every week, okay? And do not miss your due dates. I'm not going to be taking late work in this course. You can get ahead, like you can be 2 or 3 weeks ahead. I may not grade 2 or 3 weeks ahead, but you're absolutely able to do the work ahead. Just make sure that you don't get behind, okay? And then I know that we'll all be successful together. Of course, if you have some tremendously life-shaking event happen, reach out to me, because I do want you to be able to finish the course no matter what happens during the course of the next 8 weeks. Okay, everybody, I think that's really all I need to cover in this introduction. Again, I look forward very much to working with you. Let's have a great semester together.